me start off by pointing out the elephant in the room. Halo, the Master Chief Collection, had a disastrous launch, riddled with a plethora of server-side and online-related issues, some of which still infuriate gamers. However, let this not detract from the core experience of playing the game itself, and rather place the server issues in an opinion on the developers and not necessarily the game. Because when Halo, the Master Chief Collection works, it's some of the best fun to be had. Let's start off where I did, which was right into the campaign modes. Each member of the Halo collection directly involving Master Chief is here, and they all look better than they have before. Combat Evolve returns with the Anniversary Edition seen on 360, yet this time around it boasts full 1080p at 60 frames per second. The same goes for the other entries in the series that we saw on 360. This boost makes Combat Evolve look and feel fresh, and Halo 4 looks as if it was made for the Xbox One. The weak link, but far from crippling, is Halo 3. Being an early addition to the 360 library, it boasts some dated visuals, but still looks better in the scaled up resolution and frame rate. Halo 2, however, is the star of the show with its fully upgraded visuals and models made for the Xbox One. Not only that, but Blur Studios returns to make the cinematic scenes, and oh man did they deliver. Every single detail is beautifully crafted in each scene, and it really pops around every turn. Motion capture is near spot on, and overall facial movements are superb.
Beat them to it, Sergeant. Extract your men and meet me at the library.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll secure the index, Chief. You take out the Prophet. He's given us all the intel we need.
However, in my playthrough of the game itself, I saw a few errors in the landscape and other spots, such as clipping models and horrendous fragmenting. And a little bit of pop-in as well. This wasn't common, but definitely showed up for too long not to mention. This seemed to be a result of the game's nature of running two graphics engines simultaneously, allowing players to switch between classic and modern graphics. I really couldn't see a huge reason for this other than the, oh wow, look at that! Overall though, you won't be playing in the old school format for more than a few seconds. It did help me appreciate though, just how far along gaming has come in the sense of graphics. This graphic switch brings me on to my next part of the review, which is the sound. Whenever you revert back to the old game, you can easily catch on just how much more effort has been thrown into the score. The overall depth and sound of the music has been amped up to feature more instruments, mood, and ultimately it creates a far greater and more immersive experience to enjoy. Not only has the music been enhanced, but every gun, bullet, jump, vehicle, grenade, enemy, and action has been remastered. I played using a surround speaker setup, and the sheer oomph I experienced with literally everything I did had me grinning as I fired and pummeled my way through waves and waves of Covenant. The sound really is something to be enjoyed and appreciated, and I highly recommend playing with at least a nice set of headphones to experience the exhilarating sounds and score. A Halo experience wouldn't be complete without multiplayer, to which everything I mentioned about graphics and sound still apply. But this is where you're going to spend most of your time once the campaigns are complete. So, how does it fare? In short, pretty well. But there are definitely some issues I had here that have not a single thing to do with the servers. For one, customization. 343 touted they were bringing back the Halo experience as we remembered it, and then some. But customization to your Spartan has been greatly watered down, allowing you only to choose a single armor type and base and secondary colors. Take Halo 3 and 4 for example, which you could mix, say, a Hayabusa helmet and Mjolnir armor, but you can no longer. Nor can you adjust armor detail colors or trim like before. It came as a disappointment to me, as I personally like to make my characters custom to each detail and imagined having features added, not removed. Character customization isn't where my matchmaking woes ended either. A really odd choice was the omission of a single control scheme, leading to mismatched button presses between different games. This may be a bit difficult due to the various dual wielding mechanics across each game, but I wish there was an option for custom controls and not just 5 or so presets. Other than control, the different physics in each game also take some getting used to, but that's to be expected changing from game to game. Being a longtime fan of the series, I enjoy playing custom games as well as team objective games. However, it saddens me to say during my approximately 200 games played across different entries and playlists, I only played something other than Team Slayer maybe 10 or 15 times at best. The reasoning for this is that in their current states, there are no playlists that omit Team Slayer or Team Slayer BRs. Despite my efforts to vote on objective games and pre-game lobbies, votes almost always ended up in majority rule for Slayer. This annoyed me, as there are in fact separate playlists, one of which claims to be mixed objective. Yet still, it also includes the Slayer matchmaking type. If you're a fan of Capture the Flag, Oddball, Demolition, or one of the many other game modes Halo has offered in the past, be ready to feel disappointed unless you have a large enough group to enjoy custom games, which, as it turns out, leads to another little disappointment. I'm aware that custom games did not feature open servers or matchmaking in the past, but when 343 announced the use of dedicated servers, I imagined an ecosystem similar to that of PC games, where people can come together and play however they like in whichever modes they want. The lack of this option feels somewhat outdated, and it came as a disappointment knowing casual play really isn't an option. If you imagined enjoying Forge mode racing with strangers or infected games on custom worlds, this is not possible. Which is a shame given just how strong the Forge tool has come to be, allowing users to manipulate not only items and spawn points, but entire terrain as well. Matchmaking and online multiplayer really does just boil down to a Team Slayer ad nauseum. There isn't even a way to enjoy Lone Wolf across titles, which felt like a glaring omission given this previous popularity. In the end, Halo the Master Chief Collection may not be everything fans such as myself imagined it to be, but it is still a great collection and experience. The campaigns are all wonderfully presented to make them feel both fresh and familiar, leaving a very fun and certainly entertaining experience in their own right. And although multiplayer could use some work aside from the obvious technical errors seen throughout the launch window, it is still very entertaining, and I enjoyed not only playing the new anniversary maps, but re-experiencing Halo 2 Classic as well as the other entries in the Master Chief saga. Despite its flaws, Halo the Master Chief Collection offers an experience that both newcomers and longtime fans of the series will enjoy and should give a try. It's with all of the above that I am giving this collection a B+. With solid campaigns, a huge selection of multiplayer maps, and a variety of possible game types, and buttery smooth gameplay, Halo the Master Chief Collection stands strong even though it may not offer everything you want or would expect from it. I'm Connor Amaya, and for more game reviews, Let's Play, and other game-related content, keep your sights aimed on Ubercrit.